If you're a dealership, go ahead and hit the dislike button right now because you are going to hate this video. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Why Body Nation, and I am here to try to save you the most money possible so that you get what you pay for and you don't pay any extra for what you need. And this just in, many of the things that dealerships will try to sell you or really even force onto you in your car, you do not need. So I will recommend, in my opinion, some products in this video, some services in this video, but for the right price, obviously. We're going to talk about nitrogen. We're going to talk about interest rates. We're going to talk about extended warranties. We're going to talk about paint protection. We're going to talk about wheel locks. We're going to talk about everything. So if you guys appreciate this content, hit the like button because the dealerships are already down there in the comments. All types of butthurt, all types of, oh, well, we got to keep the lights on. That's why you guys have a dock fee. I don't have any issues with dock fees personally, as long as they're less than, $700, $800. But anyway, so as you guys know, dealerships are getting desperate, and there's many videos that I've made, that all the other great YouTubers better than I have made, about why dealerships are hurting right now, and there are many reasons. But let's start with the most obvious scam in the book: nitrogen. Never pay for nitrogen, because comment below how much you think nitrogen is in the air that I am breathing right now. Is it 10%? Is it 50%? Is it 80%? Well, the answer is the air that we breathe right now and the air that you would put into your tires with an air compressor or whatever it may be is already 78% nitrogen. So what the dealership is doing is, if they're even putting nitrogen in your tires at all, presumably pure nitrogen or almost pure, they're only giving you about 20% extra nitrogen. So how are they selling you something? How are you paying $100, $200, $300, up to $400 for a slight increase in the nitrogen content in your tires, which presumably your tires are gonna get inflated and deflated every year, probably every oil change when you do a tire rotation. So you're gonna be paying hundreds of dollars for an additional few percent of nitrogen that's gonna get drained out of your tires when you guys service your vehicle or when you repair a flat. If dealerships believe so much in nitrogen, then why wouldn't they advertise it as part of their service department? Why wouldn't they give you a disclaimer that says, hey, if your one tire goes flat, or if you add air to these tires, then it's going to be unbalanced because your nitrogen-filled tires are going to wear evenly, and then that one tire that you put normal air in is going to wear unevenly and explode, and oh my goodness. I mean, we already know that Dodge's reliability is trash, Stellantis trash, some of the other American automakers, Ford, not so great. The last thing you guys want to do is spend your maintenance budget ahead of time on some garbage nitrogen that's already in the air that we're breathing right now. The air that we breathe is only about 20% oxygen. So, oh my goodness. So, well, enough on nitrogen. The only way I would and have ever paid for nitrogen is if I can make that money up somewhere else in the deal. So I have bought a car at a dealership, and on my invoice or on my order, my purchase order, they have left the nitrogen on there, but that's because I negotiated my trade-in way up, or the purchase price way down, or I got an extended warranty at cost, not at retail, at cost. So that is the only way I would allow dealerships to leave these little stupid add-ons, is if you're making out like a bandit somewhere else. So nitrogen, that is a 99.9% no-go. Do not do that. The only way I would pay for it is if they're willing to give you thousands of dollars off of your car deal, and then then they can feel good about getting $100 for the nitrogen that they maybe don't even put in your tires. So nitrogen is number one, and that starts things off heavy because it's just an overt scam. Number two, interest rates. OC Motivator, TK's Garage. Everybody and their mom already knows that you guys need to get pre-approved before you go to the dealership, just like you would get pre-approved before buying a house, just like you would check your finances before really making any major purchases, let alone a vehicle which are highly sensitive to interest rates, since you're going to be signing probably a 60 or 72 month loan, where a 1% change in that interest rate on a $50,000 car, which is about the average car purchase right now, that's going to cost you about $25 a month per percent that you miss. So let's say I wanted to go buy the infamous Dodge Hornet right now, which I would never do. I might pay $1 for a Hornet, not a month, $1 total. And let's say I was going to go buy one at sticker price, $50,000 for an RT Plus, whatever the heck that is. I would need to go to my local credit union that I already have a relationship with, local or online, whatever you guys want to do, get pre-approved, because that will show you what the rate you qualify for already is, and then you can know when the dealership runs your credit what kind of margin they're trying to make. So for example, if I wanted to finance that $50,000 car at 72 months, I'm not including tax, tag, title, because that changes for everybody. No down payment, no trade-in. $50,000 financed at 6% is about an $829 a month monthly payment. Don't focus on how crazy that is. At 6%, it's $829 a month. Now, at 8%, which is only a 2% interest rate increase, that monthly payment goes up to $877 a month. That is a $48, almost $50 a month increase for 72 months straight. So $50 times 72 months, I think that's like $3,500, public math. I didn't do that in my brain before this, but it's thousands of dollars over the life of your loan, and that's pure interest that you're paying too. That's not anything that is going to work in your advantage. And honestly, it's working a double disadvantage, because you're paying more in interest and none of that money is going towards your principal or your equity in that heavily depreciating vehicle. It's not an asset, it's a vehicle. So the reason I brought up this 6% and 8% is because that is a lot of times the margin that you will see in these rates. If you're a good or great credit, a lot of times the dealership will quote you 1%, 2%, 3% more than it actually is going to cost the bank to finance you. And so when you go directly to your bank, that is just you and the bank making a transaction or getting a pre-approval to make a transaction. So if Pentagon Federal Credit Union, which is a credit union I use on the regular and many other YouTubers and good car buyers will use, let's say 72 months, $50,000, they quoted me at 6%. When I go into the dealership, if the dealership quotes me with their finance manager and their sales manager and all that, if they quote me at 8%, I have a pretty good idea that they should have only been quoting me in the 5 to 7% range, probably in the 6% range, because I just got pre-approved at that. And we're talking new cars here, but this works for used cars too. Now, I have financed plenty with the dealership before. I've bought and sold a lot of cars in the last 4 years, and I'd say I go with my pre-approvals about half the time, because I almost always let the dealership try to beat it. And that's the thing. When you go in with a pre-approval, let's say for 6%, one, you can buy the car, which is good faith negotiating on your part, and the dealership is ready to do business with you when they see the pre-approval, no matter how upset they are about it. Two, that allows you to just sit there with your pre-approval check for that percentage, for that term, and you can go ahead and basically tell the finance manager. I have had finance managers turn their computer screen around to me and actually show me, hey, technically the bank said they go as low as 5.49% APR. I know we told you 7.49, but hey, I'll buy down the rate, which basically just means the dealership is no longer making a profit on your financing, other than just maybe connecting you with that bank. But I'm not opposed to financing with the dealership. I'm opposed to paying too high of an interest rate on a vehicle that I should only be paying 5% or 6% for. Why would I pay 7 or 8% and line the dealership's pockets with money that I didn't need to spend? So Don't fall for the, oh, you have to finance with us, or, oh, we can only honor this price if you finance through us. That's pretty much BS. Now I have gotten better car deals when I finance through the dealership, because they do make money just connecting you with banks. You know, dealerships are notorious for shotgun blasting your credit to 5, 8, 10 plus banks to get, yes, they can get the best rate, but a lot of times they're just trying to get a full scope of the picture, and that's why they're doing it too. You know, if they have banks all the way from 5% to 10% saying what they're going to do for that customer, they can kind of leverage that against you and be like, oh, well, this bank wants to charge you 10%. I think I can get you down to 8%. Let me do some beep boop bop boops. They pretend like they're typing on their computer, but they're just playing solitaire because they're boomers at this point. And they end up hooking you up with the bank that would have given you 5%, but they charge you 8%. Most of that 3% margin, that $75 a month that you'd be paying on a $50,000 car loan for 72 months, most of that money is recurring revenue to the dealership, or upfront revenue, because the bank will just cut them a check and be like, hey, thanks, bro. Thanks, ma'am. You know, you guys are great salespeople. Shady, but great. So get pre-approved. You can finance through the dealership, but I would never, ever go to the dealership without pre-approval and let them run my credit. That is an absurd, backwards way to do business if you care about your money at all. I don't care how rich or how not rich you are. That is an absurd way to approach car buying. All right, so we hit nitrogen, 99.9% no-go at this time. We hit interest rates, obviously get pre-approved. I can't even count how many times I've said that. And you can be open to financing at the dealerships. Just be aware that they do have the potential to make a lot of money at your expense off that financing. I'll make some other financing videos coming up just because I know how crazy it is out there. Let's talk extended warranties. Now, extended warranties. I have an extended warranty on this here car that we are in right now, this land yacht, this cruise ship, this absolute behemoth of a Charger wide body Hellcat jailbreak, fully loaded, heavy as all can be. Now, you might say, well, why did you pay for a warranty? Well, I wanted to use this car. I wanted to drive the heck out of it. I've got 13,000 miles on it. I drove it to Texas. I drifted with an instructor. He drifted it. I drifted it poorly on my part, but the instructor is really good. So thanks, Jamal. And, you know, having an extended warranty, an extended bumper to bumper warranty with key replacement, with windshield replacement, that is a good peace of mind, especially for a car that you guys are going to use. Now, extended warranties and maintenance plans, there is a lot of overlap a lot of times, but I would focus on them separately, at least for what you're trying to do. Now, I'll get to the point here with our third point right here, which is the extended warranties and the maintenance plans. You got to do the math on them. Again, in the finance office, turns the computer around. A lot of times, from the extended warranties I've gotten on my Corvette, on my wife's RAV4, on this, a lot of times there's about a 50% markup in those. So the extended warranty, and I'll have to do a dedicated video on extended warranties and service plans just to show you how much margin there is and how much I've paid for mine in the past and if they're worth it. But a lot of times, the really comprehensive plans, they'll be quoted for, you know, darn near $4,000. Let's just call it $39,999. $4,000. I have been able to negotiate down to $2,000, $2,500, almost a 50% discount. And when you do that, that makes that extended warranty go from a huge expense up front to almost guaranteed to pay for itself, because all you have to do is have one thing go wrong and that's going to absorb that $2,000 expense for you. Whereas $4,000 is a big maintenance expense. So you'd probably have to have multiple claims or something catastrophic happen to your vehicle to make a $4,000 package worth it. Here's an example. Let's say I paid $2,000 for an extended bumper to bumper warranty. My current warranty on this covers windshield replacement, key replacement, which is not cheap with these modern Mopars, and it covers my first brake replacement on these massive 6-piston Brembos up front. That brake replacement alone costs thousands of dollars, so just by buying the extended warranty and getting my brakes replaced within that time period, I've actually netted a financial gain, because I only paid, let's say, low 2000s for that warranty, because a full brake service on this car, pads, rotors, new fluid, and the associated labor is much more expensive than that. Now, key kicker right here, which is where a lot of people leave a ton of money on the table, is most maintenance plans, and be sure to ask your finance manager, and do not leave the office without knowing this or without reading it in the clause. Most maintenance plans, and this is great, most maintenance plans, you can get a refund for them if you either cancel it or sell the car. You can get a prorated amount back. So this car has 13,000 miles right now. I've had it for about 20 months. And let's say my extended warranty was for 4 years and 48,000 miles. If I sold this car today, I could get a prorated amount of that $2,000 or $2,500 I spent and financed into the vehicle. I could get a check back for $1,000 or $1,500, depending on how they prorated that refund. But many people forget to go ahead and get that refund. And so the insurance companies, the dealerships, the insurance companies, they pocket that money. You just paid $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, however much you paid. You deserve that money back, assuming it was in your contract that you could get a prorated refund if you sell the vehicle or if you cancel or whatever the clause says. I have gotten multiple checks in the mail from when I've sold my Corvettes, from when I've sold my Subarus, from when I've sold many of my vehicles, because I do often get extended warranties. I have gotten checks in the mail for thousands of dollars on or because I sold those vehicles before the maintenance warranty or the service warranty had expired. So make sure when you guys are buying it and when you sell it, you go ahead and recoup as much money as you can. All you have to do is make a couple phone calls usually to that warranty company. Usually it's not to the dealership, but if you don't know who to call the dealership, and if they're halfway decent, they'll put you in touch with that company. So out of the three so far, maintenance contracts and extended warranties are the most likely one that I would buy, and I have bought them before, but for the right price, and I often get partial refunds for them, which you guys, please be aware of that. Please be aware of that. All right, lastly, we will touch on some other, quote unquote scams or just profit centers for the dealership. Now, one of these things is more of a system that they use and not a specific part, like a wheel lock that they just mark up from $50 to $100 or $99. And this system is on the additional package sticker, like the addendum to the MSRP, the Maroni, or the window sticker. You guys will see that extra strip. A lot of times they won't even itemize it, because when they itemize it, you can pick things out and be like, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that, and I want this. They have realized that, and they just bundle it all together like a combo meal or like some sort of weird package deal where you can't identify what you could identify what you do or don't want, but if they say it's all or nothing, what they'll really just do is say they'll say it's already on the car. Well, why would you want the dealership's window tint when you are planning on going and getting good window tint, not crappy dealer tint if they even put it on? Why would you go and get window tint from the dealership and pay full price for that when you could go pay full price or even better deal and get XPEL or get some other great window great window tint from a reputable person, a reputable local, presumably small business who installs the best window tint out there. I'm a big fan of small businesses. I've had small businesses do lots of work on this car that I could have gotten done at the dealership, presumably. But why would I? The dealerships are already scamming people to keep themselves in business, so why would I contribute to that? So if you guys see sticker price of $50,000, but then they added an additional $3,500 of window tint, wheel locks, nitrogen, some sort of ceramic coat. None of these dealerships use a good ceramic coat. They all use like crappy, like they'll use stuff that's literally worse than turtle wax, like just ceramic detailer that you can buy at Walmart for $15. I use turtle wax on my car as just a spot detailer, but it's $15 at Walmart and I can apply it whenever I want, and it lasts for a few washes, lasts for a few rainstorms. Usually dealerships are charging hundreds, if not maybe thousands of dollars total to coat the interior and exterior of your car. Some shops do this too, and you guys got to be really ceramic coating is really one of the biggest iffy areas of the car detailing and the car industry right now, because there's so much margin baked in that it's just too good. The dealerships and these shops are just salivating at doing it. And they're really relying on the few good people and the few good companies that actually do a good job, because if you see a car that is paint corrected and ceramic coated properly, it does repel water, dirt, dust, pollen, and the water literally does not stick to the car at all. It just beads up and whoop, right off. So again, I'm not against ceramic coatings. I'm certainly not against window tint. I'm certainly not against paint protection film, which is different than ceramic coating, mind you. But support local businesses, support small businesses, and don't overpay for it. And if you're going to overpay for it, you might as well overpay a nice local business and give some young guys a chance, some young gals a chance to actually learn something about businesses. Whereas car dealerships are the highest, well, some of the highest turnover in employment in the entire sales industry, in the entire service and sales industry. So overall, just not a great place to work, not really good for the society or the economy. Dealerships, if you guys are still here, make sure you hit that dislike button and jump in the comments, because you guys are all mad and whatever. But that's okay. You guys aren't going to sell any cars this month, so that's fine. Anyway, that about wraps this video up. I am not saying don't buy these things. I'm telling you guys, do not overpay for them. Just like you don't want to overpay for the car itself, the dealerships have gotten away from additional dealer markups or market adjustments or whatever that may be, because people have gotten so averse to those. They've gotten so triggered when they see a markup, they immediately say either no, or they go ahead and go to another dealership. Where dealerships are making really their only profit right now as far as the car sales go, unless the manufacturer is helping them out, dealerships are making a killing on nitrogen, on ceramic coating, on warranties that are very suspect. Like I have my Subaru that I daily drive that I need to go ahead and go to a dealership that has a warranty on the car, but they have somehow avoided it because I don't really know why. So I need to go in there, talk with their service manager, talk with their finance manager, and be like, what is going on here? Because last time I went in for an oil change, they were like, oh, it's voided or it's canceled. And it's like, well, I didn't cancel it. It said canceled on the computer screen. So keep these dealerships honest. If they're not giving you a good deal, go to a different one. Drive 50 miles, drive 100 miles, get on your phone, get on your computer, and keep watching decent YouTube channels. And that's pretty much it. So if you guys appreciated this video, drop a comment below. If you guys want to subscribe, we're doing a giveaway at 100,000 subscribers. You have to be following me on Instagram, though, to get entered in the giveaway. I am doing the giveaway at 100,000 subs as a marker in time to do the giveaway. There's no purchase necessary, but in order for me to actually contact the winner, you have to be following me at that time on Instagram, because Instagram has DM, it has tagging, it has ways for me to contact. So it will be out of that pool on Instagram of people that qualify for the giveaway. That is how to enter it. I am doing it at 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. If that doesn't make sense to you, I'm sorry, but I just know that because I'm not doing any, you don't have to purchase it. How else would I get your information? I don't you know, you don't have to go buy anything on destroyer1320.com. You don't have to go buy a TrackHawk GPS KillSwitch, but you could. But I'm not using that data. I'm not using that information to contact the winner. I'm using a free option of you guys following me on Instagram, and I can DM you. I can reach out to you in any way I can via that platform. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure your Mopars are protected. We just came out with Ford F-150 protection for 2020 through 2024. Ford F-150s of all varieties, other than I think maybe the Lightning. I'll have to ask Destroyer 1320 on that. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and I will see you guys for the next video. If you love your car, do not buy one of these. These were great in the 90s, but it's 2024. This is what I use. It's called TrackHawk GPS, and the best part is it has a kill switch built in. To use the kill switch, simply open the TrackHawk GPS app, send the command, and now I have the key right here, foot on the brake, nothing. So even if someone had your key, they could not steal your car. But let's say it's you and you want to drive the car, simply go back into the app, disable the kill switch. It's that quick. You see green and you're good to go. Now let's say that you forget to use your kill switch and someone does steal your car. Luckily, TrackHawk provides geofencing, live tracking, and trip history so that there is virtually no way your car doesn't get recovered. The best part is that we cover all modern makes and models, and we have a certified network of installers found on our website. TrackHawk GPS. Kill it, track it, keep it.